Thank you, Mom.
That's her family on Christmas morning, 3 weeks before she was born. Her father, Mark, playing a guitar, had recently learned that he beat cancer. But what he didn't know is the 8 months of chemotherapy had destroyed his lungs.
It was basically like his lungs were soaked in concrete. They couldn't, inhale. They couldn't pass oxygen through into the blood, into the rest of his body. So he, in essence, suffocated to death.
In January, Mark was diagnosed with pulmonary fibrosis and was given just days to live. His pregnant wife, Diane, was induced 2 weeks early so that he could meet their baby girl.
He got to be the first one to hold her. He held her for 45 minutes after she was born.
Those few moments together are all he got. Over the next few days, Mark fell into a coma, and as she laid in a hospital bed recovering herself, Diane had to break the news to her 4 other children that their father was dying.
My 10-year-old says his dad is asleep. And I said, no, he's in a coma. And he said, is he going to make it? And I said, no, and he screamed, and my 8-year-old screamed and cried, I'm not going to have a daddy.
A collision of so many emotions coming together. By his bedside, they cried and prayed for Mark, who died holding little Savannah.
His heart rate started to drop, and his breathing started to drop, and so I put her in his arms, and I held his hand until he died.
These are the only images she will ever have with her dad, lying together at the hospital.
She is the ray of sunshine in our sorrow.
The couple's story has touched so many. Friends, neighbors, even a company who the family was working with before Mark got sick, and whose workers volunteered their time to replace the couple's roof, a job Mark had planned to do before dying.
He had dreams and aspirations to get his home in that condition, and we want to help bring that through even though he's still not here.
And while they protect his home, Diane is now protecting their family without him.
My children, they keep me going. I have no choice.
Mourning the loss of a husband and a father by celebrating a new life.
Mark Alger picked his daughter's name, Savannah Sky, after he was admitted to the hospital because he said it sounded beautiful, and that's how he wanted her to be remembered. Also, we're just learning that an account with Wells Fargo has been set up in the family's name. It's the Diane Alger Memorial Fund. Our thanks again to WFAA. A man once jailed for stalking and threatening to stab Madonna with a knife is out of a mental hospital. Showbiz Tonight's AJ Hammer has more on that coming up.